Hello and welcome to the match reaction following Liverpool 3, Southampton 0. The result was a washout, a bit like the weather down here on the south coast. Got a couple of things to go through then on this match reaction. I asked for your reactions on our social pages on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram, and we'll get to those later on. But I'll talk through my review first of all. Let's start off then with the starting lineup. There were two changes from the Brighton game. Two enforced really. The first one, Danny Ings, ineligible to play against his parent club. Technically still on loan whilst the permanent move goes through next season. So Danny Ings doesn't start at Anfield, and Elyounoussi missed out with an apparent injury that he picked up in training yesterday. So we line up as a 4-5-1 with Shane Long leading the attack. Romeu comes in for Ings, and Targett comes in for Mohamed Elyounoussi. Employed higher up the pitch, actually, Targett in a perhaps a position that he favoured a little bit, getting forward for Fulham last season. But before the whistle, it looked like that we were to defend deep, pack the midfield, get some crunching tackles in for Romeu, and eventually he picks up his inevitable yellow card, crunching into a Liverpool midfielder. But they do fly out the traps, and everything that I said to the Red Men in our preview on the opposition view on their show the other day, pressing high up the pitch caused all kinds of problems this afternoon, caused all sorts of concerns for Saints, and we couldn't deal with it at all. And 10 minutes in, Hoedt's own goal opens the account for Liverpool this afternoon. After a sharp ball from Shaqiri across the box, it ricochets off Shane Long. Hoedt doesn't know whether to come or go, can't get his feet right. It ricochets, bounces off his shin and scrambles past Alex McCarthy. It's 1-0. And we've already got a mountain to climb after 10 minutes. Another 10 minutes later, 20 minutes now. Liverpool are awarded a corner, and it's Matip's goal. Quite a comfortable goal, really, on the replay. But defensively, this was a complete calamity. It is woeful, absolutely disastrous zonal marking. Once again, this system has let us down. Last week, it let us down in the Brighton game where Vestergaard was 2-on-1. Eventually, out-jumped, and they put in their first goal of the evening. Now, Matip, he was allowed all the time and a space to attack from the deep position inside the penalty box. And Vestergaard, before it's too late, he's out-jumped. He's the tallest player in the Premier League. He looks lost at sea in that penalty box when Matip attacks that ball. And at this point, you're thinking, this could already be a cricket score. 2-0 in at 20 minutes. And Liverpool have looked fitter, faster, stronger than Saints all over the park. We go on for another 20 minutes or so. It's a stroke of half-time, and Liverpool put their third in. Shaqiri strikes a great free kick, really, to be honest. It bounces off the crossbar down behind Alex McCarthy, and three Liverpool players are quickest to react and rush in. Eventually, it is Mo Salah that pokes it in from a yard home. He can't miss. So we're going 3-0 down without a single shot or even a single souvenir to consider at this point. Now, fans, I said to the fans on Twitter at halftime, you guys better leave now so you can get home for the boxing tonight on the pay-per-view. But we come out in the second half and there's no pressure from Liverpool. They're quite comfortable, just sit off to allow us some space, allow Saints to play a bit of possession. But we do absolutely nothing with it. We can't get into the final third, and even when we have a small sniff of a chance, their defenders snuff it out, and they were strong, fast, quick. Van Dijk goes off with injury. Gomez replaces him. He looks just as good as Van Dijk on the day. We introduced Bednarek and Armstrong in the second half, converting to a 3 at the back. And at this point, the damage is already done. It's damage limitation in the second half. And really, we can't afford to allow Liverpool to score anymore. So I think that I understand why Mark Hughes has put another defender on the pitch, trying purely, simply to keep the goal difference down. Eventually, on 90 minutes, just into stoppage time, Austin finds a shot on target. He's introduced, and Alisson finally gets his jersey dirty. So, a tough afternoon, and kudos and credit to the travelling fans. And like we said in our build-up, it was inevitable at Anfield. It's just a matter of time when they put the goals in. The only positive note that I can take at the moment is the fact that I got 3-0 on the scoreline and got 5 points on my Super 6. So, as I said at the top of the clip, I asked for your reactions, and let's go to our reactions from Twitter first of all. And John sends in simply, shite, 3 sort of unhappy faces. And yeah, absolutely, John, wholeheartedly agree with that. Shite. Just one word to review that performance. However, Ben from the Archers Road comes up with one better. He says, swear alert, by the way, we're fucking shit. Everybody employed by the club responsible for the playing side needs to look at their role in just how bad we are. We won against an awful Palace side. That's it, and that's our high point so far. Yes, absolutely, Ben. We beat a Zaha-less Palace a few weeks ago, and if it wasn't for our confidence crumbling in the second half against Brighton, we could see ourselves a little bit higher up the table. And we've got a tough run of fixtures now. We've got to go away to Wolves, who this afternoon picked up a valuable point away at Old Trafford. So they're no easy team, especially at home at the Molineux. Glenn replies to our tweet and says the result was entirely predictable, the same as last year, all over early, and Liverpool strolled in the second half. Shite tactics today. Back four was always going to get ripped apart. A new arsehole by Salah and Mane. Well done to the fans who made the trip. The players don't deserve you. Absolutely, Glenn, spot on. It was done early on, and we couldn't react to it at all. Big credit to travelling fans once again. Regular Mike, haven't seen you for a while. How you doing? Hopefully your wedding went well. But Mike replies to us and says, zonal marking. When we have the tallest centre-back pairing in the league, doesn't make sense. Poor work clearing from the initial corner led to the own goal. 6'4" centre-back misses the header to clear for the second, and not alert from the set piece to allow Salah to get the third. Piss poor all round. Absolutely, Mike. On to Ben's tweet then from the Total Saints podcast. And like a few others, he said, sadly, the score wasn't unexpected. We are so fragile mentally that you expect Saints to lose more than win these days. And he goes on to say, such soft goals to give away as well. Never seem to learn from our mistakes. And that, I think, how it will be another season of continually looking over our shoulders. Yes, and we touched upon that in our preview for this game. Tom and I discussed how it's a case of deja vu. We are letting in soft goals. We never seem to learn from our mistakes. It's been 14 games now, Mark Hughes. We'd hope he would shake up the team a little bit, but I still think we are in some bad habits. Wayne replies and says, drop Hoedt for Bednarek, who was fantastic in the run-in at the end of last season. Shoehorn Armstrong into the team and stop persevering with Long. Yes, Shane Long. Now, 2 goals in, I heard, 61 games in for club and country over the last, year or two. And that's totally pathetic from a striker. No wonder why others haven't come in for Shane Long. I don't know why we persist with him, but I don't suppose we could have afforded much luxury in that department this afternoon. We were hoping he'd do everything that he usually does, busybody, drawing free kicks, but was totally isolated today. Robbie replies with the tweet, the result was expected, just like a few others. The nature of the goals is most worrying, though, especially the free kick with so many not reacting. We've shown some moments of individual brilliance so far, but need to up our game if we're to avoid a relegation battle beginning in September. Yes, early signs, worrying signs already in September. Like I say, a tough run of fixtures. Let me know where you think the Saints win can next come. I'm not too sure if we're continuing and playing the same mistakes every single week. Paul goes on to say, I didn't get the team selection. We should have gone for it. You can't sit on a 0-0 against Liverpool. They will score. Well, it was inevitable that they would score. And the fact that it was only 3-0 is only a slight positive, and we kept a clean sheet in the second half. And Mark Hughes actually said to Adam Blackmore in his interview after the game, it was damage limitation. It's honest for Mark Hughes to say that. And a second half clean sheet. I don't know. Small list of positives for me. Wizzy replies, damage limitation, bring on Wolves, # man marking is best Sparky. Yeah, man marking absolutely, Wiz. Keep the faith, he says. And one more from Twitter. Ian says, take the positives. At least we didn't concede in injury time. Yeah, Mark Hughes drawing any kind of positive on a second half clean sheet. We asked a few of you on Instagram, and Ed replies, absolutely useless. Where's the creativity? If players' first thought is to go backwards or sideways, didn't see one player receive the ball on the turn to play forward. Only good performance was Pierre-Emile Højbjerg once again. Yes, Højbjerg, we touched upon his performances in our preview. One to watch this season. Captain credibility, in my opinion, leading on the pitch and plays with his heart on his sleeve. Chris says on Instagram, disgusting, not even playing the game anymore, just went to lose. If we would have played in a more positive way, we could have surprised them, but instead we gave them what they wanted. Yeah, under Claude Puel, 4 games, Klopp failed to score against us. It looks, a universe away from that right now under the last 2 managers. Giving them exactly what we wanted. Is now the last two games at Anfield, 3-0, embarrassing, pathetic, really tough afternoon. One more comment then from Facebook, and Mark replies to us, there's no fight in us, with an angry face. Yeah, absolutely. And as Chris just said, we gave them what we wanted. We had no positive intent this afternoon. Tough afternoon. Credit to the travelling fans, of course. Do let us know what you think in the comments below. That does pretty much call the end of our match reaction. Get in touch with us on our usual social means to look ahead to our preview for Wolves, and that'll be no easy game. Thanks for watching.